Good afternoon, brothers, sisters of KAJUKENBO. I wanted to make a short video today. I'm Seafood Dave Charlesworth from KAJUKENBO Napoli in Naples, Italy. I represent the Worldwide KAJUKENBO Federation, and I am the Vice President of the International Board. Now, I wanted to take a couple minutes today to make a short video. The WWKF has thousands of students in over 32 countries. Under the WWKF, and we're growing every day. The WWKF teaches seminars all over the world and has top grandmasters come out and teach those seminars. We're not just here for KAJUKENBO. The goal of the WWKF is to spread KAJUKENBO around the world. But we're also here for all martial arts, as we're all one family. We're to help the less fortunate, and we're here to extend a hand to help people. The reason that I'm making this video, and the reason I've made several videos that I've made recently, to the chagrin of some people, I might add, some of the videos that I've made recently, some people look at them and they think, well, why is he making these videos that are attacking other people? Now, that's not something that I like to do. That's not something that I'm doing for no reason at all. And likewise, Senior Grandmaster Hemenes does the same thing. A lot of people think that he attacks people for no reason, but I'm here to tell you that that's not true. Usually the videos that he makes, and I know for a fact the videos that I make that are less than gentle towards other people are in response to another action. So, for example, today I want to go ahead and make a video, and I want to talk about something that has happened recently that I really don't understand why this took place. But it seems that in an effort to establish relevance or to continue a feud that doesn't need to continue any longer, the KAA continues to make public denouncements of Senior Grandmaster Hemenes and the WWKF. So namely, today I want to address this memo that was sent out by Kelly Gaylord and posted in several of the KAJUKENBO group chats talking about the WWKF and specifically Senior Grandmaster Hemenes. Now, things have been relatively quiet recently, and for about the last month and a half. I went to the United States and visited some family. We went and trained a little bit with Senior Grandmaster Hemenes and had some good discussions, made a video with him, and things have been relatively quiet. And to be honest with you, I was like, okay, maybe, things are good for a while here. And then out of the blue comes this letter. Now, I'm not sure what provoked the letter. And to be honest with you, I don't understand the reasoning behind it, because I know that Senior Grandmaster Hemenes has changed his patch 4 times since I've been a member of the WWKF in an effort to appease the wishes and the demands of the KAA and Kelly Gaylord. I don't think that he necessarily had to do that, but he did. Now, whether or not you agree with me is not material on that, but that's fine. He did change his patch, and he's made an effort to try to work with the KAA on things of that nature. So this letter is addressed to the KAJUKENBO Ohana, and it says, for quite some time now, and recently as the 2024 KSDI gathering in Las Vegas, members of the KAJUKENBO Association of America board have been approached by numerous people from other KAJUKENBO branches wanting something to be done about Anthony Hemenes, or those who are just confused about his place in the history of the Gaylord branch of KAJUKENBO. In lieu of these inquiries, we issue the following statement. We would like to clarify that as the only source for accreditation of the Gaylord Method branch, we do not recognize Hemenes's rank or title, nor have we given him permission to use Great Grandmaster Gaylord's image or the Gaylord School of Karate Fremont School's patch, which is the yellow dragon patch, which belongs to the Gaylord family, that he continues to use. Okay, so let me take a break there really quick, and I want to address that first comment. Now, I think it's of little of consequence whether or not the Gaylord branch of KAJUKENBO recognizes Senior Grandmaster Hemenes's rank or title. Okay, they didn't issue the rank or the title, so what does it matter? Now, the only thing I can look at this as is really what it is it's an attack against Senior Grandmaster Hemenes. Another effort to try to discredit him and to talk something to keep this feud alive, so to speak. To be honest with you, I find it kind of shameful. I don't think that this kind of conduct should be going on these days. This kind of thing should be water under the bridge, because it doesn't really involve them. So with that said, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and talk a little bit about Senior Grandmaster Hemenes's promotion. Okay, but before I do so, I guess I should go ahead and read that next line of what's going on here in this letter, and talk a little bit about what is stated here. Further on, go on to say that Anthony Hemenes withdrew his membership from the KAA as a 7th degree black belt. And after the passing of Great Grandmaster Gaylord, he requested to rejoin and run the KAA. Okay, the KAA had a board of directors, yada, yada, yada. He was then promoted to 8th degree outside of the KAA. We'll take a break right there real quick, talking to Senior Grandmaster Hemenes. His version of the story is slightly different, where he states that he was promoted, okay, by Gaylord, along with Pete Morales, to 8th degree, and kind of in a private kind of thing, where he said, okay, I don't want you guys to tell anybody about this yet, because it's going to upset some other people. Now, whether or not, anyone wants to accept that statement or not, it's kind of immaterial, because he was promoted to 9th degree outside of the KAA, as also stated in this letter. Okay, so whether he was a 7th degree or an 8th degree and promoted to 9th degree, it's a little consequence, because he was promoted to 9th degree, and we'll talk some more about that as well. Okay, but they do talk about here is he was promoted to 9th degree and given the title of Grand Master by Gabriel Vargas, who had been removed from the KAA as well as the entirety of the KAJUKENBO system for alleged criminal behavior. Okay. So with that said, the alleged criminal behavior, let's talk about that a little bit. And let's talk about Senior Grandmaster Vargas and his being kicked out of the KAA, and when that happened relative to Senior Grandmaster Hemenes's promotion. Okay, so the facts are being twisted here a little bit. And, yes, what they state is true, that he was kicked out of the KAA, but he was kicked out of the KAA officially after, okay, Senior Grandmaster Hemenes was promoted. So let's go ahead and take a look at something here. I want to go ahead and pull up his promotion certificate, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at that real quick. Please bear with me. Okay, so here we are. Let's take a look at this here. This is Senior Grandmaster Hemenes' promotion certificate to Grandmaster. And if you take a look at this isn't the first time I've talked about this. This is probably the second time I've brought this up in a video. Okay, but what I want to talk about on this certificate is particularly what it actually states, and who signed the certificate, and the date that it was signed. So I want to pull your attention to that. Okay, we'll go ahead and notice on the top it's signed by Grandmaster Alan M. Reyes in 2011, as well as Gabriel M. Vargas, okay, Al Dacascos, Robert New, Great Grandmaster Al Novak, which, by the way, is a legitimate Great Grandmaster who is recognized by CJO, and not one that's been promoted since CJO has stated there will be no more Great Grandmasters. Not to disparage anyone, but I just want to point that out. And my great Grandmaster Pete Morales, okay, who was promoted at the same time to 8th degree as Senior Grandmaster Hemenes was. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at this certificate here. And it says it's KAJUKENBO diploma, Grandmaster certificate. Be it known that Professor Anthony Hemenes III, okay, which would indicate that he was a 8th degree at the time of his promotion, has met the moral, physical, and spiritual standards set forth in the original KAJUKENBO Chunfa branch, and as such, with the trust and powers vested in us by the creators of the KAJUKENBO style of self-defense, and under the following rules and regulations of the KAJUKENBO Association of America, Incorporated, okay, I, Sifu Gabriel M. Vargas, Grand Master and President of the KAJUKENBO Association of America, as established in 1967, and Sifu Aldecascos, Grand Master and co-founder of the original KAJUKENBO Chunfa, established in 1963, and do by hereby acknowledge and promote the above named individual to the rank of Grand Master, 9th degree, in the KAJUKENBO Chunfa branch, Gabriel M. Vargas method of KAJUKENBO system. The receiver of this diploma is an example of the teachings of KAJUKENBO and developing spirit, mind, and body, and witness thereof. We have set our hands and seals of our respected KAJUKENBO entities and the Woon Hop Kuen Do International Association of KAJUKENBO America in recognition of this February 11th of 2011. So take a look at that date, February 11th of 2011. I want you to remember that, okay? And then again, look who signed the certificate, okay? People will have stated the last time that I posted this that, well, he was promoted by Gabe Vargas and Sifu Aldecascos, and Sifu Vargas was removed from KAJUKENBO. Okay, well, as I'm about ready to show you in the next screenshot that I'm going to share with you, the letter signed by Dichi Imperato, which is the only official written correspondence that states that Gabe Vargas was officially removed from KAJUKENBO, okay, is dated in 2014. Okay, but hold on to your thoughts on that for a moment because there's more to follow. Okay, so everybody who signed this is KAJUKENBO royalty, in my opinion. We got Alan Reyes, we got Gabriel Vargas, who, you know, by the way, was the first Grandmaster promoted by Sijo. Aldecascos, again, co-founder of the original Chunfa branch, and Woon Hop Kuen Do, now great Grandmaster Aldecascos. Robert New, okay, by the way, another senior Grandmaster, great Grandmaster Novak, and Pete Morales, okay. So with that said, let's go ahead and move on, and let's go ahead and talk about oh, and then you have the original seal down here as well of the KAA. So when Senior Grandmaster Hemenes stated that Senior Grandmaster Vargas owned the KAA, okay, this version of the KAA, that would be correct. In fact, he still has the seal and was still the president of the KAJUKENBO Association of America, Incorporated. Okay. So this would be the old KAA that was essentially let go before the establishment of the new KAA that Senior Grandmaster references. He doesn't call himself the new KAA as kind of referenced in that letter. He calls the current KAA the new KAA. Okay, so just to clarify that point. So here's that's his certificate right there. So now what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and stop this share, and I'm going to go ahead and I want to share with you the letter. Okay, so here we have the letter that's from Dichi Imperato. You'll note that it's dated August 2014. Okay, which is it's about 3.5 years following the promotion of Senior Grandmaster Hemenes to Grandmaster, where it states that to Mr. Gabe Vargas as the head Imperato family and the person that Sijo Imperato, my brother, placed in charge of the KSDI and KAJUKENBO, I need to reiterate that you are not part of the KAJUKENBO or KSDI. Myself, the Imperato family, KSDI, and the majority of KAJUKENBO practitioners insist that you remove yourself from any and all things KAJUKENBO. Now, you can go ahead and read through the rest of that letter if you'd like, so you go ahead and hit pause and do so. But essentially, this is the only official document that I've been able to find that anybody's been able to produce that states the narrative that Mr. Gabe Vargas was kicked out of KAJUKENBO. Okay. Whether that's right or wrong, I'm not going to contest. I'm not here to contest that. I'm not here to talk about Gabe Vargas, but I am here to talk about Senior Grandmaster Hemenes and his promotion. Okay. Gabe Vargas was just one of those promoting entities, along with the other 5 signatures on his certificate that promoted Senior Grandmaster Hemenes to Grandmaster. Now, I will note at the same time, okay, that and this is important, okay, Grandmaster Lopez, okay, was promoted at the same time, and he was recognized as a Grandmaster. So they were both promoted on the same day, same time, same place, and one was recognized by KSDI and the other wasn't. So I really think that it's kind of nonsense that, you know, people are out there saying specifically the letter that was, you know, signed by Kelly Gaylord stating that we don't recognize his rank as a Grandmaster, to continue to cast stones and to question legitimacy of his promotion, to me, is kind of a bad move on their part, I think, you know, and it's politics. That's really all it is. Okay. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you some more videos and stuff as well of Grandmaster Vargas and Grandmaster Aldecascos promoting some other individuals in KAJUKENBO to Grandmaster in the Tumpai method, as well as a 2nd and a 3rd degree, another promoted to Professor by Gabe Vargas, and another one, well, 2 more promoted to Professor, I believe, one of which is now a Grandmaster. So I would say that if you want to bring into question Grandmaster Hemenes's promotion, then I think that you would need to also bring into question all the rest of these Grandmasters that I'm going to show video clips of him participating in their promotion ceremonies. Now, I don't want to cast stones at anybody, okay? Just like I didn't want to cast stones at Ron Esteller when I mentioned the KSDI BOA requirements for promotion to Grandmaster, and then I showed that the 2022 version of the family tree did not support those requirements in his case. Okay, and I also said I didn't want to take anything away from Grandmaster Esteller and what he's accomplished and what he's done for KAJUKENBO. Okay, and I get accused of essentially being attacking him. And I was also threatened by another individual in the pit chat room that I would be removed if I continued to attack individuals with my videos that I post there, which I find kind of odd because this letter was also posted by Kelly Gaylord in that same chat room, which does attack Senior Grandmaster Hemenes. But apparently that's okay because it's Senior Grandmaster Hemenes that's being attacked and not one of his friends. So I kind of think that's a little BS as well. And I think if we're going to have standards, whether that be BOA standards or moderator standards in the pit, I think they all need to kind of apply equally to everybody and not be unfair to one group or another. And while we're on that topic, I think if we're going to have a KAJUKENBO Congress, you might want to include everybody in that KAJUKENBO Congress, including the WWKF. Because we do have a larger membership and there is a lot of people that are doing KAJUKENBO around the world who aren't represented by that Congress as a result. So with that said, moving on to some videos.
This document was set up here so that it represents the key people within the Tumpai group. This was done to neutralize a lot of the political infighting that was going on in KAJUKENBO. And we did this strictly because I wanted to unite and not separate people. Okay? And because this guy is paying me $2,000 anyway. No, I'm joking. Nobody paid me anything. Okay, I'm just joking. I'm not that way. Okay? This here is, I need to read this really quickly, and is Declaration of Recognition and Promotion of the KAJUKENBO Tonpai System. We had a big problem back in Hawaii because certain individuals said that nobody can use the name KAJUKENBO as of 3 months old unless they have a written statement. And we fought it, said you can't do that because it's already well established. I won't name names about who did that, but they can't take KAJUKENBO Tonpai away. It's been too well established. Okay. On this day, this was signed August 8th, in the city of Honolulu, state of Hawaii. We, Sifu Elder Coscos, Grandmaster Dela Cruz, both co-founders of the original Tonpai, which was established in the early 1960s, along with the late Joe Emperado, hereby formulated a criteria for Tonpai as an entity of KAJUKENBO. With the power duly vested in us as co-founders of the original KAJUKENBO, Tonpai do hereby acknowledge the following: Sifu Doug Bailey, Sifu Robert Hur, Sifu Hoyer, Sifu Jerry Weldon as leaders and developers who have continually developed the KAJUKENBO Tonpai in the Northwest and who are also successors of the late Sifu John Lauren, Grandmaster, and who continue to research and develop the branch of KAJUKENBO Tonpai. Therefore, be promoted to the rank of, that will come after. As witness to this document of Declaration of Recognition, Senior Advisor Mike Young. You guys better know that name because this guy is so well knowledgeable about all of KAJUKENBO, everything from the dirty stuff to the clean stuff, okay? And Sifu Gail Vargas, who is the very first Grandmaster in KAJUKENBO to have been promoted by Joe Emperado, do hereby acknowledge and witness this act of declaration of recognition and promotion as presented by Sifu De Coscos, Sifu L. Dela Cruz. We have the signatures here and the signatures of all the masters inside here. So there's no dispute as far as the Tonpai existence here because it is strong. Okay? We have printed about 10 copies or so, and all of the masters and grandmasters will have these here. For their file. Now, I'll try to make this as fast as possible. I would like to have the three individuals up. Professor Doug Bailey. Professor Robert Spoiler. Understand that this here, I have to read it off. We have, within the KAJUKENBO Tonpai, KAJUKENBO, and Chun-Fa, there is a certain way that we do the belts from 6 degrees on up. Okay? I tried to get it all ready for you, but the guy that made the sash didn't realize that on top of the belt size, you needed to extend another 12 inches to go around. So all he did was bend it to the part where we kept it. As we do this, I'll show you. Okay? The sash from Grandmaster Wong. Look at the small waist. Oh, I think he does. Let's see. It goes. Oh, can you inhale a little bit? It goes this way.
Now I know why you don't wear a gun.
Actually, then where the sash goes into that position during the trunk up. Hold that down. Then what happens is that the red belt, which I'm going to show, this is just when we're training. We do it this way. And when we get into the street, that comes off. We train that way. This is we do it the ceremony. Not that way. Then this belt will go directly to the hip side that represents the lineage into KAJUKENBO. See? That's how it works. So we'll get that all established with you folks. Okay? No, you can exhale now. That's that. Okay? So what do we want to give it back to this? So I want to first of all read out the documents and because I know we wish for time here. This is the KAJUKENBO Kenpo Karate, Tonpai, Chonpai, you can handle this. One Hapkyodo diploma. Says Grandmaster's certificate. Be it known that Professor Doug Bailey, Robert Hoyer, and Jerry Weldon has met the moral, physical, and spiritual standards set forth in the original KAJUKENBO Tonpai branch, and such with the trust and power vested in us by the creators of the KAJUKENBO style of self-defense, and under the following rules and regulations of the KAJUKENBO system. We, Sifuel Del Cruz, and Sifuel de Cascos, Grandmasters and co-founder of the original KAJUKENBO Tonpai, as established in 1963, Sifu Mike Young, Grandmaster, Senior Advisor of the Foundation of KAJUKENBO, and Sifu Gabriel M. Vargas, Grandmaster and former President of the KAJUKENBO Association of America, do hereby acknowledge and promote the following names and individuals to the rank of Grandmaster 9th degree in the KAJUKENBO Tonpai branch of the KAJUKENBO system. The receiver of this diploma is an example of the teachings of KAJUKENBO in developing one's spirit, mind, and body. In witness thereof, we have here to set our hands and seal of our respective KAJUKENBO entities and the One Hapkyodo Association and the KAJUKENBO Association of America in recognition of this August 28, 2010. It is signed by the four individuals representing the vast instructors. So,
these promotions are in order by senior rank 1, 2, and 3, being that Professor Bailey is senior rank number 1, and then in order, Robert Hoyer is second senior, and Jerry Weldon, professor, is third senior of your Tonpai system, your Grandmasters, to continue your promotion and lineage by your own rights and wills of each clan. But together, power and united, as you should always be, Hana, your Ohana, then you will remain strong and grow to this be triple, more Grandmasters to come.
one mind, body, and spirit, with life.
Mind, and spirit.
Well, these belts are made for Orientals.
Oh, yeah,
These belts are made for more pushaways. Watch the Northwest grow. It's fantastic to see the growth, but to also feel your karma, your aura, your spirit. It's just overwhelming. We have it in California, but there's just a different country attitude, trees and nature. Your chi comes forward. See your instructors promoted. Someone asked a question about growth. Who are the ones that promote these students? At least our students still. Anyone have an answer?
Yes, sir. We still are the students.
It's the youngest student that continues on to become enough energy and power to push them up, where we recognize that loyalty and devotion. So it's really not us, we're acknowledging and initially, but it was for you, hard work and your broken bones and bruises, you put them into the Grandmastership. They should thank you, and they will, working you out double hard.
So now,
Forget about it.
so now I got video, so that's good. Better yet. So you were saying?
And we've got these certificates where we've gotten the actual original KAJUKENBO seal, signifying when we were awarded, Dagan, Bob, and myself, the 9th degrees and made pretty much solidified tumpai as art unto its own with our KAJUKENBO umbrella.
Right.
And there was a lot of conjecture about, over the years about, oh, well, we're not KAJUKENBO, we're going to be this, we're going to be, okay, I never was going to give up KAJUKENBO. I earned KAJUKENBO, these guys earned KAJUKENBO, we all earned KAJUKENBO. So, with the unification that's gone on, and the solidification of tumpai and KAJUKENBO through the efforts of all the grandmasters, Grandmaster New, of course. When we met over there in Hawaii, Doug certainly got the message and certainly got on board. Okay, and now this certificate, we got that universal seal. That's the original KAJUKENBO. That it's our goal, and especially the goal of Grandmaster Vargas, to have this seal on the back of every KAJUKENBO person, regardless of what style they are. It's tumpai, or wumap, kendo, or chuanpa, because that's, like I said, that's what unites us all. And so we've replaced these guys as certificates with these two certificates. These motions have already occurred quite some time ago. And we got a certificate, but these are the new certificate. And who actually put these out?
Well, it was a joint effort, but the
Who actually did the last part of them?
I did all of it.
it was
Okay.
yes, we were going back and forth like
Just
crazy.
wanted to point out to you that gung is spelled G-U-N-G.
Yes, we realized that once they were posted.
That's Eastern Chinese.
Eastern Chinese, as opposed to Western Chinese, which is in Sacramento.
Right. That's we
So
have.
here's yours.
Is it third?
Your second and third degree. Here's yours.
Thank you, sir.
And
There is a one that was missing, which was the second degree. It should be in there.
Right here.
Oh, okay, okay. Yes, and the third degree was his latest. And then, okay, before you keep going, then I'm going to take pictures, actual pictures, so we'll move you back and all.
For you to know why, in his history of continuous training, he is also not. I'm not an instructor, he's not my student, but it would be his job to continue in the lineage of his deceased instructor. So the Grandmaster from Hawaii sanctioned that. So for you to know why, in his history of continuous training, he is also under, at one time, a student of cross-training of one Judo, a couple of other systems besides the Chuan Fa, so he's very versed and knowledgeable, and he's been properly introduced, which I was extremely happy to hear and see by Professor Steve Larson was introducing, and hopefully he will be coming down and having some cross-seminars with you folks. There's a lot of knowledge there that's bringing the Ohana together and making it unified. So I call forward Steve Terry Eric his uplands. He unfortunately passed away. Your grandmaster passed away, but he does the same on spirit. In the stead of your deceased instructor, and by the permission and the graces of the Grandmaster of Hawaii, I now present you with the rank of professorship, 8th degree, to wear it over said.
Okay, so one more thing I'd like to share with you is this photo here that was taken in or posted on November 7th of 2011 at I believe this is Trent Junker's seminar in Oregon. And I want you to take a look at this large group of KAJUKENBO people in the Pacific Northwest. Let me move my picture up here out the way. And take a look at who's at this seminar. Let's just go ahead and point out the obvious in the room here with the red gi to the right. That would be Senior Grandmaster Vargas right here, who is still active and attending KAJUKENBO events. And from my understanding, several of these people here lined up for his signature on several of their KAJUKENBO promotion certificates. Okay, let's take a look at who else might be in the room here. I got Grandmaster Sid Lopez and Grandmaster Anthony Hemenes right here. Oh, and look, here's Grandmaster Gagne, the KAA Vice President. At Trent Junker's seminar, who's right here in the middle, who was also a student of Sid Lopez, as well as I might mention Grandmaster Gagne, who is one of Sid Lopez's black belts as well. So with that said, I just wanted to call attention to Grandmaster Vargas being well active in KAJUKENBO and participating and being welcomed at a seminar in November of 2011, which is after February of 2011, when Grandmaster Hemenes was promoted to Grandmaster. So with that said, we'll move along to. Okay, so I want to go back to the letter here again, and I want to we'll go ahead and continue reading through the letter here. So we already talked about Gabe Vargas being removed from the KAA as well as entirety of KAJUKENBO for alleged criminal behavior. Now, I know that Senior Grandmaster likes to state on his videos that he was proven innocent, but the reality of that is that's just kind of a semantics kind of in the term that he uses, because obviously he was never proven guilty. So I don't know. I really don't want to dive too much into that as well, because I'm not trying to defend Senior Grandmaster Vargas in this video, but I am trying to call attention to the validity of Senior Grandmaster's promotion to Grandmaster. With that said, it continues to say that Anthony Hemenes' students, as well as his federation, associations, board of directors, and members, are in no way associated or affiliated with the KAJUKENBO Association of America, Gaylord Method, in parentheses KAA, the only recognized association governed by the Gaylord Black Belts and supported by the Gaylord family. And that's all well and fine, and probably could have gone without being said, because we don't claim to be the KAA. We don't claim to be Gaylord Method. We actually use the title Hemenes Method, unless we slip every now and again in conversation, because the reality of it is the techniques are the same. But with that said, then she goes on to say, we hope that this letter answers concerns and questions addressed to us regarding Anthony Hemenes and his place in the Gaylord lineage. Okay. Although we cannot control, nor do we want to control the actions of any particular individual, it is within our power to ask that everyone legitimately representing every KAJUKENBO branch continue to represent our art in a way that everyone can take pride in, maintaining the character, the reputation, good values, and martial etiquette of our beloved system of martial arts, our martial arts provides. Okay, so with that said, I'd like to go ahead and call your attention to some of the behavior of the KAA black belts, and a couple of the screenshots that I've captured. Now, this is by all means is not anywhere near the amount of screenshots that I have, and I've not shared everything that I do have. There are some conversations that took place between me and some of the leadership of KAJUKENBO that I haven't shared with anyone. And I don't intend to bring those up now. And I don't think that I need to, okay? But the thing about this is you might want to clean your house before you go trying to clean up other people's houses, okay? And I would say one other thing with regards to organizations and international organizations. There are several organizations that have schools internationally. And with that said, I find it kind of odd to believe that the WWKF is the only organization that's being scrutinized by the KAA or anyone else for that matter. Because as Cjo stated previously, it takes about what, 4.5 years to, 5 years, 6 years to get a black belt in KAJUKENBO, depending on your skill level, how much you train, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Well, with that said, there's a lot of schools out there that exist in countries other than the United States, whether that be in France, Kuwait, Turkey, you name it, that have several black belts, okay, that are promoting other black belts and have several generations of black belts. Now, how does that happen when those individuals did not live in the United States for 4.5 years, and KAJUKENBO is a United States system? Okay. Think about this for a second. That would mean that, okay, we require distance learning. We require seminars to be taught. Okay, seminars, that's a temporary thing. Okay, you may do multiple seminars, okay, but they're still short in duration and far and few between. Okay, distance learning, okay, via the internet, okay, whether that be Skype, whether that be via YouTube, whether that be, via a DVD or some other digital media, okay, that's not the same as the hands-on training, right? At least that's what we get told by people that want to come after us, okay? But it is a viable method to learn, okay? So I'm not trying to discount that, okay? But I am trying to point out the differences, okay, as far as who's being scrutinized and who's not, because there's at least 2 to 3 other organizations out here that have schools that are abroad, that clearly those individuals did not spend 4.5 years in the United States. So with that said, just please keep that in mind, and keep in mind that there are other modes, I realize that people can actually go to the United States and train with these people. Heck, I've done it myself. Because I myself, okay, was not a Gaylord method KAJUKENBO stylist prior to falling under the WWKF. I was under Sid Lopez, okay? As Grandmaster Gagne can attest to, Sid Lopez did not teach the Gaylord method, okay? So I know what it's like as well, Grandmaster Gagne, to be a black belt in KAJUKENBO and be required to learn the Gaylord method, okay? So it is kind of, difficult to do, especially if you're doing that from a distance, when you live so far away. So unlike Grandmaster Gagne, he was at least in the next state. I'm actually on a different continent, which makes it a little bit more difficult, but I've done it. So with that said, I don't want to discount anybody's ranks, titles, or anything else. That's not what I'm here to do today. What I'm trying to do is just say, come on, enough of the nonsense. Let's stop revisiting this. Let's stop talking about other people's ranks. Let's lose the egos, okay? And let's just go ahead and train, and work on our own selves. Because clearly there's a lot of division that's being caused by this stuff. And all it does is detract from our success of KAJUKENBO as a whole. Now, I can tell you from my personal experience, and there's some other people out there that will attest to this as well, that Grandmaster Hemenes' only goal is to spread KAJUKENBO, okay? He's not getting rich off of this. I'm here to tell you that I haven't paid a dime for my rank. So with that said, I just want to go ahead and share a couple screenshots here of some of the demonstrable comments that were made by KAA members. So don't cast stones if you're not going to please your own people. So let me go ahead and share those screens. Okay, so here we go. I've shared this screen once before as well. And the reason I wanted to bring this up, and there's a lot that can be seen on this screen, but the big thing that I want to concentrate on here, okay, is, this part right here, which starts out with KAJUKENBO Napoli, okay? If you want to talk to him, tell him to get some counseling, because I can't prove it, but I heard that he spent a lot of time at Vargas's camp and as a child. Do a Google search about behaviors of abuse survivors, then look at his actions. Speaking of Grandmaster Hemenes. Okay, so right there, he's basically, accusing Grandmaster Hemenes of being sexually abused by Grandmaster Vargas at his cabin. Okay, and I find that very offensive to make fun of and make light of sexual assault victims is pretty insulting and definitely not in keeping with the statement that was made in the KAA letter about asking the rest of the Ohana to behave themselves and to act accordingly, that we'd be proud of, et cetera, et cetera. Well, here we go. There's one statement right here made by Eric Coleman, who is also a board member of the KAA. Okay, so I wanted to go ahead and show this picture right here, because this picture right here shows a picture of Lonnie Wright and his student Mark Francie being promoted by Senior Grandmaster Hemenes on the beach in Lake Tahoe. And I only posted this because he stated that he was not a Hemenes black belt, even though that's what's shown on the family tree, and somehow has managed to get the KAA to backdate certificates that take Senior Grandmaster Hemenes off of his promotion certificates, although he was under Senior Grandmaster Hemenes through 6th degree, which was later rescinded. And then, Senior Grandmaster Hemenes said, no, I can't take your rank away, so I'll give it back. But then Lonnie Wright said, oh, well, I don't want it. And he got promoted again to 6th degree in Texas about, I think it was 8 months prior to getting promoted to 7th degree. So 2 degrees there in 8 months, under the KAA. Talk about some of the comments that Mr. Lonnie Wright has made. And this is once when I reached out to him when he was bashing Senior Grandmaster, and he said he'd appreciate if I'd mind my own business and stay out of his. When he talks about Hemenes and the promotions, he knows for a fact that I was not there. Oh no, he was there, and I probably never met him in person in my whole life, which is not a true statement. And then he said, this is what you get when you really teach the Gaylord method. And then he starts badgering me about an interview that I was supposed to be doing with Senior Grandmaster. And then in here is where he said, I guess Grandmaster Tom sit my ass straight, which I'm not really sure what that means, other than maybe he was referring to some further comments that he had made, which is actually up here, but I think that's on the next slide as well. But, this is some more of that badgering and that professional conduct by KAA black belts, where he says, I'm so ignorant, I have no idea who he is or anything about him. I don't even know my grandmasters. You're doing nothing but embarrassing yourself. Everybody knows that Dave Charles within the WWKF is a joke. It's not real. It's an internet organization only, and no training or seminars or nothing, which is not a true statement. Stop wearing the patch. If you guys are such a great organization, how come in the last 4 years I've never seen any of you at any KAJUKENBO tournaments, seminars, or any event? Why is it that you know why it is? Because you guys are fake and you don't want to put yourself in a room with real martial artists. Bottom line, you're a fake. And another one here, it says, Dave, I just want you to understand one thing very clear. You and I are at war. I will never, ever let up on you. And I pray that I will see you in person someday so that I might place my fist down your throat. Have a wonderful fake day like your organization. Then another one says here, listen here, you little punk. Why don't you get a hold of Professor Talk, which I guess he must be trying to reference Senior Grandmaster Hemenes on that. And then another one here says, Dave Sissy Charlesworth, why don't you get a hold of Grandmaster Tom and talk to him about it? He's the one that wrote the comment about you, but you don't have enough balls to contact him. You have to go through what a little bitch you are, man. I have nothing to do with any of it. I didn't write the letter. I didn't do anything. But all you can do is jump on me because you're too chicken shit to go to the source, you pussy little bitch. Wow. which, by the way, the only reason I said anything to Lonnie Wright is because he posted the comment on his website, and it showed up in my feed. And then, of course, what? No response, you chicken shit little punk. Well, I didn't think it, really necessarily deserved a response, but here I am giving one. So with that said, let me go ahead and show you the next one I have for you. This is channel comments on my YouTube channel, and you'll see a whole bunch of comments here from Lonnie Wright. Okay, the top one here says, this just goes to show that you two have no character or integrity whatsoever, and that's exactly why the KAA and the KSJI want nothing to do with either of you. I will not respond to any more of my rants or ridiculous nonsense. It's not worth my time or anyone else's. Well, truth be told, I haven't replied to his rants or any of his ridiculous nonsense. And that's, one of those things that, I'm trying to point out here. Okay, so that's on one of my videos. Of course, that one was Who is Lonnie Wright, which was a response that we did where Senior Grandmaster had talked about who Lonnie Wright is. I didn't really say anything negative about him, but it was on my channel, so I had absolutely no problem with his comment being posted here, and I left it there, obviously. And then here we have another one that says, why don't you read any of my comments? That was made on the BOA Standards Promotion to 8th and 9th degrees, Part 2. As well as the next one, same video. It says, if you spend as much time training as you do with this nonsense, you might be able to earn that 3rd degree, but I doubt it. Well, whether Lonnie Wright thinks I deserve a 3rd degree or not is kind of immaterial to me, since he got his 2 degrees in 8 months. And another one just says blah, 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 WWKF. And then another one here on BOA Standards Part 2 that says, none of what you're saying matters because you have no character, and neither does Tony. Wake up. That's what it's all about, character. So he is quite the character, obviously, as you can see. And then once again, another one that says it's all about character. You and Tony and the whole organization have none. Another one that says, why don't you stop bashing Grandmaster Ron Esteller and call him on the phone and talk to him like a man? Well, I don't have his phone number, but I did talk to him in chat, and that didn't seem to help out much either. But hey, let's see. You have no idea what you're even talking about. You've never even been to a KSDI event or anything in your entire life. Okay, so I guess I have to go to a KSDI event now to know what I'm talking about. Never mind the 5.5, 6 years that I spent under Grandmaster Sid Lopez, learning KAJUKENBO in the first place. So, and I guess what I could say too here, and prior to making any of the response videos that I've made, I have reached out to individuals. Okay, I've reached out to Grandmaster Gagne a couple times because I know Grandmaster Gagne because he was Seabach Gagne when I was under Sid Lopez, and I was there with him prior to him getting his black belt, and then him getting his black belt, and then actually coming out and being Seabach Gagne and teaching some classes at the Newburgh School prior to me departing for the Navy. So I'm familiar with him, and I've talked with him, but that didn't help out much. He chose to not engage in this situation because of who it involves. I also reached out to Grandmaster Esteller prior to making the video that I made with the BOA Standards. I did reach out to him regarding the conduct of 2 of his black belts who were also KAA board members, whose chats I showed you. Although I don't believe I showed you the second guy's chats, but I can do that as well. But I don't know that it's even necessary at this point. I've already showed you a couple of the KAA members that are out of control, and I did reach out to Grandmaster Gagne again prior to making the Who is Lonnie Wright video, stating that hey, this is a bunch of crap, it's bullshit, and you know it. Kind of thing. So I've reached out to him actually about 3 or 4 times regarding some of the nonsense that goes on between some of their members and our organization, and try to get it to stop prior to making any videos, but unfortunately that hasn't worked out too well. So I apologize if I've offended anybody with any of the content that I've made. essentially, I've done it because I care a lot about KAJUKENBO, and I want to get things out there. I want to get the truth out there. I've reached out and talked to the KSDI regarding this, some of this topic, and talked to Glenn Fraticelli quite a bit about some of it, and was trying to get them to just go ahead and let's go ahead and take a stance. He said he was going to bring it up to the KAJUKENBO Congress, but I never heard anything else come back from that. And I figure it's probably a moot point because of who it concerns. But I really think that, all the childish stuff needs to stop. Okay. That's been my position all along. If you saw some earlier videos where I talk about politics and KAJUKENBO and things like that, that was my intention. I did get a little bit more risque when I made the BOA standard thing, and I mentioned the KA membership and the family tree, and that not supporting one of the grandmasters. It's on the BOA's qualifications. That was not an intent to knock him. That was more or less to show a difference in the standards and how they're applied and to whom. Because if you take a look at Senior Grandmaster Hemenes' section of the family tree, he does have black belts who have black belts. And oh, by the way, he was at that Grandmaster's black belt test when he was getting his first degree. So, come on now, let's stop with the chest pumping and the thumping on the chest and calling each other names and things like that. And let's just move forward. Like Kelly said, let's move forward. Let's act accordingly. Okay. I'm all for that. I know Senior Grandmaster's all for that. Let's stop the going back and forth and let's move forward and let's make KAJUKENBO, what it needs to be today, and let's keep spreading KAJUKENBO out there and doing what we can to make each other stronger and help each other and heal the family tree, vice destroy it. Okay. So let's stop cutting off different limbs. Let's stop, trying to poison each other. We're all part of the same tree. If the roots die, we all die.